Hey friends, I have a confession to make. I'm a baby boomer. Yep, one of those guys who was born before you between 1946 and 1964, 78 million of us. And you followed us. And you not only followed boomers living in our shadow all of your lives, but after your generation was born, then came the largest generation ever born, my kids, the millennials, 80 million. And so you've been sandwiched between these two big generations all your lives, oftentimes as a generation feeling like that middle child. And you faced a lot of challenges because of it. I remember when I was in my late 30s and early 40s, and I was doing a lot of seminars on generations, on boomers and Gen X, and then millennials because they were fairly young. And I remember the one cry of your generation at that time was, I wish the boomers would get out of the way so that we could start moving into the marketplace. And I thought, we're still in our 30s and 40s. There's no way we're moving out of the marketplace. And so it's been this constant challenge, this battle almost between my generation and your generation as you've tried to find your own space and your own niche. And I remember years ago, I was in my early 30s, and one of our young people came to us. He was a kid who was in our youth group, was very, very sharp. He was your generation. And he said to me one day, look, I think you guys need to skip my generation and put your energy into the next generation. Because generational theory tells us that grandparents always get along better with their grandchildren than parents and children get along. And there was some wisdom to that. But I said to him, there's no way that my generation, at least the church I'm a part of, is going to skip your generation. You're too important. You're too valuable. You bring so many good things to the table, particularly for a church. You're survivors. You've had to figure it out on your own. You're very, very pragmatic in the way that you approach life. Boomers have these great big dreams, and you have dreams too, but they're manageable and they're doable, and you get them done. And I think the thing I appreciate most about you, or perhaps we relate, is you've got this sarcastic humor that I absolutely love. You're very cynical, and that's kind of my nature as well. You were raised on David Letterman, who's a boomer, and Seinfeld. Those are my heroes as well. So that's a common language that we speak. But the other language that we speak together is mission. We want to make a difference in our neighborhoods, in our families. And so over the next several years, we're going to talk together about how we together, boomers and Gen X and millennials and the silence, how we together can build households of faith, regardless of the kind of households we have, and how then we as households of faith can come together to build this church that pragmatically and entrepreneurially makes a difference in our neighborhoods and in the world. We've been doing that together for several years already, making a difference, for example, at the mobile home park, making a difference in Rwanda. And so, even though I'm a boomer, I want you to know I love you, I appreciate you and all the gifts that you bring, and I'm looking forward to these next several years of working together to follow Jesus on that bold, reckless adventure, bringing grace to our neighborhoods and the world around us.